Bickley and Marotta Mornings. Arizona Sports. The local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
These are strange times in Arizona, folks. We just lost our NHL team. Some in the national media are wondering if we could lose a second major professional franchise. Could you imagine us as a two-horse town? And you really can't blame them, because as much as the Diamondbacks swear they really are a forever team, and for all our considerable trust in their upper management, their owner was the one who brought up relocation a couple of months ago. The words came out of his mouth, and the Coyotes are proof of how fast things can change around here, which brings us to our Suns. If we ever needed a reassuring, satisfying playoff series and postseason from our basketball team, this is it. We need Devin Booker to be our hero. More Captain Arizona and less Mr. Freeze chilling his way through a basketball season. We need Kevin Durant to care about his legacy. He was just called out by Stephen A. Smith for winning nothing before joining a super team in Golden State and then not getting out of the first round of the playoffs ever since he left the Warriors. We need our basketball team to absorb and embrace the physicality and the intensity of the playoffs, to remain oblivious and unaffected by the referees, and we need at least one member of the Big Three to be the best player on the court every night of the journey ahead, and we need the entire team to stay connected, something they've had a lot of difficulty doing, because it's about time that we have a franchise that is more than just an unexpected pleasure. We need a heavyweight that actually lives up to expectations, and that team is the Suns, and that time is right here, right now. All right, today's Bickley Blast brought to you by my great friends at Chapman BMW, who make luxury attainable. Find them online at chapmanbmw.com.
A lot to chew on there. A lot to chew
on.
Let's start here, shall we?
Let's do it.
We aren't having those conversations. There are opportunities available. You know, there are other cities that would covet having Major League Baseball. I mean, it's not like I'm, speaking out of school to say that. And those names they're prominent cities that would love to have a Major League team. We're not in dialogue with those communities, but it's not where we are spending time or energy. We may run out of time in Phoenix. We hope that won't happen. We're hard at it. We're continuing to have meetings. We've ramped up the dialogue in every way that we know how, and we'll continue to do that.
And that was at the beginning of spring training. That was Ken Kendrick, the owner of the Diamondbacks, February 19th, when asked about, hey, what's going on with Chase Field, the efforts to get an improvement, are there opportunities to move? And the question was built in with, to move somewhere within the valley. Ken Kendrick willingly went there, talked about other cities.
Right.
Yesterday, in a result of the Coyotes news becoming official on their move to Salt Lake City, the Diamondbacks released a statement. The statement read, "The entire Diamondbacks organization is disappointed in the now official news of our NHL team being relocated out of state. We firmly believe that we deserve and can support teams from each of the major sports and are troubled that a solution could not be found for all parties involved. We are sad for all sports fans and all who care so deeply about our community." The initial reaction to that on social media was, "What, are you threatening us again?"
Yeah, I saw that reaction.
Some people came with that reaction.
Yes, and because we also know that the Diamondbacks are looking, because they've expressly said so, for a public-private collaboration to kind of secure their future in downtown Phoenix, and that is going to be a hurdle. And I don't know whether or not the loss of the Coyotes will make the Valley more sympathetic to whatever that partnership might look like. I am sympathetic to the Diamondbacks because they're not owners of that stadium, so why should they be on the hook for capital reinforcements, improvements, maintenance kind of issues? If you rent an apartment, that's not on you. If you rent an apartment and your water pipe breaks, that's on the owner to fix. So I'm sympathetic to what they're saying, and you certainly don't want to lose another team. But listen, you listen to all the stuff that the Coyotes said, and then you wake up one day and they're gone.
Yeah, that's true.
And so this is fair to talk about.
Derek Hall was on with us yesterday, and he reiterated, "Hey, we're not going anywhere." I'm just talking
And
about the reaction that's. I do too.
But things change.
That reaction to that statement yesterday was a bit. That it is what it is.
It is.
That's the way people took it.
Yeah, and so I guess when you, and this is proof too, what just happened to us, and I think part of the anger that Coyote fans have is how opportunistic and vultureistic Ryan Smith happened to be. Right? And for him to go on social media yesterday and talk about, we already got 6,000 season ticket deposits. Good for you, vulture.
That was the exact phrase in my mind, but the tone was, good for you.
Yeah, right, exactly.
They're up to 11,000, by the way.
But so it's just reinforcing what Ken Kendrick made public, that there are people out there in other cities who will look at a team like the Diamondbacks, and if they run into a big obstacle ahead with this Chase Field situation, there's going to be another Ryan Smith out there looking to do exactly what that guy did to the Coyotes.
Yes.
Now, what I hope it is I hope this is something that will compel people to find a solution for this baseball team rather than turn your eyes and bury your head in the sand about it.
Well, and let's face it too, losing the Coyotes sucks. I think we can all agree on that. But in your possibility, the scenario that you brought up in the Blast, the reaction to losing one of the three remaining teams that's here would be...
It can't happen.
It would be a lot more severe.
Right. That is something that we would have to avoid at all times, because then you're really going backwards, and I totally agree with you. But again, I mean, the reason this thing popped into my head is I just saw a story last night with the headline, "Could another major sports franchise be headed out of Arizona?" And I thought, my first reaction was, what the heck is this? And then I went, oh, yeah.
My first reaction was clickbait, and then my second reaction was I clicked it.
Yeah. Right. But again, so because the words are out there. And so this is and if a lease is set to expire and they need $500 million worth of renovations, where is this going to come from? When is this partnership going to happen? And the other thing that Ken Kendrick did say 2 months ago, his words, not mine, we are running out of time.
He did say that.
Now, that what that means is different to everybody, right?
Now,
that's purely subjective.
Yeah, and the beginning of the Blast, it all centers from, hey, the Coyotes are now officially out of town. There's a press conference today at 11:30. Gary Bettman, Alex Morello. That I'm sure that will quickly turn into a celebratory press conference sometime soon in Salt Lake City, introducing the Smith Entertainment Group. They're getting a hockey team, and Arizona just lost a hockey team. The owner of the Coyotes, and again, he still is the owner of an inactive franchise. The Arizona Coyotes still exist in the NHL's eyes. They just don't have any assets. That's the way it is.
Did you see how the Montreal Expos Twitter account responded to that? Hey, we're an inactive franchise. We're ready.
We're ready to be reenacted.
We're ready to be reenacted.
And how long
reenacted.
How long have they been inactive? Since 2004?
Yeah, but see, that's what I don't understand. Like, we retain the logo and the name. Is the history of the franchise going with to Utah?
Of course it is.
The history of the franchise goes with.
They're gone. The history's gone. If you get a new hockey team, it's for all intents and purposes, it's an expansion team.
Just with the same name.
Yeah, they get the history, for better or for worse.
Just like when the Jets moved to Arizona, the Coyotes, they were hanging Dale Howard-Chuck and Thomas Steen up in the rafters.
So the new Winnipeg Jets don't have that.
Yeah. So the way this works now is you got a 5-year window. Alex Morello's got a 5-year window. In an interview with Burns and Gambo yesterday, he said he would use the entire 5-year window. So that is something that maybe one of the few things that he said, if you want hockey to come back to the Valley, that did give you a little bit of optimism. If this June 27th public auction for this land doesn't go his way, according to what he said yesterday, he's not ready to pack it in. But right now, as you view this situation and the possibility of hockey coming back to the Valley, don't you view it as that is the date?
Yeah.
If it doesn't happen then, it's not going to happen?
I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if there is, a desire from the NHL to find a different person to maybe flip this. I do believe the NHL would like that. I do believe the NHL coming back to Arizona is something the NHL would embrace.
Yes.
But I just, this particular partnership, I still am unconvinced.
I am right there with you.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.